What's up, bro? Coño, ¿cómo estás, hombre? ¿Cómo te va la vida, man? I don't talk much Spanish lately, bro. So it's nice to be able to express myself in español. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the only people that I talk to from the homeland are you, bro. That's it. I don't talk to nobody from down south, bro. Except my grandma and my mom. What's up, Angel Eyes? Captain Training, huh? Felicidades, bro. Good job, man. Hey, you know, it's beautiful that you're in here, bro, because we always talk about, you know, especially when we do our teachings or mentorship, and we always talk about these beautiful blessings that come to us when we're passionate about what we do, bro. And it's like, it kind of reminds me of the Scorpio energy that is going around right now, that people may be unaware about. That it's about that passion itself. It's about that fire. It's about where I'm in Idaho, bro, for now. But, you know, you realize that there's un amor, un pasión para la cosa that really, really fulfills you in one way. It's part of your purpose, bro. And like, I see so many people without purpose, so fucking lost, bro, not realizing that being passionate about what we do, regardless of what we're doing, takes us to where we want to be because we're passionate, right? And it might not look like what it looks like at first, but then as it evolves, as it learns, as it grows, as you mature, as you focus more of that energy and that intention into your passions, you watch it become something profound. You watch it become something grand, great, something that you can really, really be proud about because it's instant gratification and a reciprocation of energy like no other. And it's like our divinity. It's that flow of life that flows within us that allows to make these things possible as long as we're willing to put the effort in and willing to surrender anything that gets in the way of what we truly desire and what we're truly passionate about. Not from a way of obsession in a sense, or jealousy or envy or competition, but something that you truly love to do. And one of the things that I hear is, I love to fly. I love to fly. You know what I'm saying? And it's no surprise because the angel DNA is within us all. It's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And it's no surprise you're learning how to fly all over again, or you're flying because it's more authentic to who you are than what you think. You know what I'm saying? We're God's people, bro. And we bow to no one. You know? We never have, but we've been mind fucked into believing that we do. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very deep message, you know? So thank you for being here, bro. Because it's nice to talk to a man that is actually following their passion, okay? It's nice to talk to a person that's actually devoted to what they love to do, because right now, that is what it's all about, okay? You don't look fucking back, all right? We never, when the past comes up, we're meant to release it. We're meant to be done with it. We're meant to see more than what we could see when we were in it the last time. And this is what retrogrades are all about. Pay attention to your astrology, fam. It's really important. You know what I'm saying? That we don't realize that life in review happens to us in a cyclical pattern. And if we're paying attention to these patterns, we know when it's coming and we can prepare ourselves for deep devotion. You know what I'm saying? To overcoming our fears, to settling our mind, to removing the questions and the self-doubt and the self-worth issues and the poverty that we consistently, as slaves, believe to be, right? Because we're not the ones signing our own checks, in a sense, you know, for some of us, you know, not like myself, self-employed, you know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, we are slaves to no one because we honor our sovereignty and our divinity. And we understand that with our intentions and our motivation and our passion, whether hatred, anger, anxiety, fear, love, creation, devotion, not dominion, not dominating it, just being in flow of what you truly desire, what you truly deserve, and what you love to do allows you to bring a whole new world into perspective. All right. So, you know, with that being said, again, thank you for being here, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a very beautiful message, you know, for you, because you're a beautiful soul. And you know, you probably don't hear that often. You probably hear that que tu es un viejo, descarado, whatever the fuck you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck it is that you hear in your, you know, in your clique or your circle of friends. Those are all jokes. But honestly, at the same time, there's a deeper meaning and a deeper understanding to ourselves that I believe we take for granted because we don't understand that we are that very essence of love. That's what we were created from. That is the God within us that we are connected to, that is allowing us to experience these things, to know these things for what they truly are. God is in you, and that's the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel it when you have passion and you have motivation to do something that you truly desire and something that you love to do. That is when you realize that God is within you too. And we don't necessarily, we're not aware of how these things work because we don't know the stories of the universe. And here we are telling them for all of you to better understand yourselves and how you make things happen in your life, how you create situations for yourself through choices, through chance, through fate, through fear. You know, this is what it's all about. This is about helping someone help you understand these things for what they are and help yourself create a better life or something more than what you've been doing, right? Because this is what it's all about right now. This is about change. This is about you're not going back to the same shit that you were doing before. We have all evolved. We have all changed. When the spring comes around, and it's not too long ago, everything's going to change all over again. And embracing change is part of our understanding of ourselves because we are consistently changing as we are breathing. Yeah, bro, you already know. You know what I'm saying? And as we are breathing and understanding more about ourselves and accepting those things within ourselves that we are not passionate about and releasing them or coming to terms with them or not looking at them because you don't need to anymore because you've already learned your lessons and you have your blessing because the blessing was the lesson that allows you, you know what I'm saying? Like another way of saying this, and it's kind of like how when we take a L, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. You know, a lot of people talk about love and positivity, but when it comes to practicality and stability, these are the things that we have to understand as a mind fuck within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to act these things out to see them for what they are, to realize that we're the ones that participating in the shit. You know what I'm saying? We're feeding off something that's not ours. It's like fake. You know, I know you have those moments where you take a breath and it's like you're outside of yourself, watching yourself be an asshole or a dick to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us don't consider those things. You know, that it's something that inside of us that when we speak or when we speak with something we're passionate about, there's something inside of us that is breathing as we're speaking, that is driving us and motivating us and pushing us to do more of what it is that we're passionate about, right? Even when we're having a conversation with somebody that makes fucking sense or somebody that vibes with you, God is within you. And it's not a bullshit because you can feel it and you know it because we just described it. So that way you could see the action happening and understand what you are passionate about and what passion is within yourself. Because to discover those things is to be real and authentic. It's to understand what is true, to be real and true. Because following your passion is your birthright. And that's what you deserve to do. You know, it's kind of like one of those reality checks that it doesn't matter what the fuck you're going through. You know what I'm saying? You're meant to go through it because you're meant to go through it because there's something inside of you that compels you to get through it. I never fail. You're only learning. We're only remembering that we are God's people and we bow down to no one. Not even to our own minds, that we've created this construct that doesn't allow us to feel what is true or understand what is being given to us that is true. You know, we just need to have an open invitation to what God is showing us and God is giving us in the moment, because you wouldn't have these gifts and abilities and awareness without it. Without God, you would have nothing. You would be nothing, right? But in each and every one of you, God has bestowed a gift, right? An extrasensory perception, in a sense, that allows you to feel, learn, and grow in the environment that you're is, to adapt, to entrain, to adjust, you know? And that's understanding the frequency of what we are, the vibration of what we are, and what we adhere to when we believe certain things are real when they are not. This is where suffering comes from, right? The suffering is the teaching, but we honor the suffering as some type of sacrifice or martyrdom that we've all had to go through in one way, not realizing that it's our own rite of passage to the gift that is ourselves, that we've been given from birth, that we have not been able to accept because of manipulation, because of being tired of being tired, because of unfortunate situations that consistently happen in our lives, not realizing that we are the ones expecting it, and not knowing how we expect it is really important. Because when we find out how we expect these things, how we bring these things into our lives, we actually take control of we take our power back, and then we start to manifest a different life for ourselves, because we are now aware of the things that ail us, and now we are pushing them away because we don't deserve to see them anymore. We don't have to be with them anymore. We don't have to be a part of that or embody that energy and allow it to be a consistent part of our lives. And this is what this death cycle has taught us. The solstice, the winter solstice, up until the spring. We were in a death-rebirth cycle for 3 months, fam. You probably went through a lot of shit. You probably realized a lot of shit. You probably saw a lot of shit. You probably didn't like a lot of shit. And that was the year in review. Because now there's an energy here that you cannot necessarily explain, because you see more than what you thought you saw in a very long time. And these things are becoming more real as time passes by. You know, that there's no ignoring the call. There's no ignoring the God within yourself. There's no ignoring the connection to the divine that you all deserve. Okay? We see it plain as day, because there's many levels to this shit, like my wife likes to say. And on a level that we see war. On a level we see unfolding of the truth. On another level we see the unfolding of this political structure and how disruptive and destructive it has been for a very long time. Because of our beliefs in a system that is not meant to sustain human life. And that's why it ails us, and that's why it troubles us, right? But once we understand these things, then it gives us the ability to change our perspective of what it is that we are perceiving, and focus more on the things that are more important to us than pointing the finger at somebody else. Because when we point the finger at somebody else, we are only seeing the reflection of ourselves. So whatever it is that bothers you about a person or another person is actually bothering you. And it's the year in review. And this is that rebirth cycle that we are all coming to terms with right now. This is the year of the fire horse. All right. And the fire horse has a very beautiful purpose. It's to cleanse and purify all that no longer serves this world and you. And you will witness apocalyptic structures and concepts and conspiracies, but you won't be affected by them, because you are not on the level of destruction that frequency to vibrate to allow World War III. We're going to be fine, because we know that we are no longer on that frequency. And this is what you're viewing right now from an overall perspective. And this is part of observation and awareness, because that's also God's gift. Look at what you're not. Because that's what purification does. That's what the fire does. That's the energy of the South, the pillars. You know what I'm saying? Cleansing, purification, clarity, truth. You know, these are the things that are happening. This is why we focus on astrology. This is why we have these astrological services. So that way you know how you're affected by the energies at play. And when you realize what's going on and your inner sense allows you to feel more and tune into that more, then you realize more and more how much you're internally guided instead of externally mind heavy. You trust your intuition more. We help you with that. If you're interested in those type of services, you can visit them on fourcornershealing37.com. You know what I'm saying? I came here to do a reading and there has been nothing but fire coming out of my mouth. And all I'm doing is I'm literally playing with the cards in my hand. So, you know, this is definitely an important message for a lot of people out there to take themselves more seriously. Because we've been taking it for granted so long that we think it's fucking funny. And it's not. This is how we find humor in bullshit. This is how we settle ourselves when we're fucking miserable. Or we're lying to ourselves somehow. We heal it with laughter, but we don't cure the ailment. this is the way of spirit saying you're kidding yourselves into understanding what true divinity and what sovereignty and being a being of God actually is. You know, it's a real call for real people. It's not for everybody, homie. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. Because it comes at the cost of everything that you are holding on to that is not what you're meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand that this isn't for some of us. We've been tasked with the sole purpose of going through this shit on purpose, for real, with intention, to learn and grow and bring the lessons and the teachings back from what we've learned from diving into the shadows, which a lot are unwilling to do, not realizing that there are even shadows half the time. And that's the reality of it, is that we have to be more proud and courageous in facing our shadow. But we also have to have the discernment to know if we are facing our shadow or we are facing someone else's. And that's the beauty of discernment that not a lot of people understand, that are guided on a spiritual path, are actually being taught to do in one way or another. You know, we still think that we're these things, you know, especially for those of you who are very, very in tune. You can feel the crystalline structure inside of your being that lights you up inside, that tells you this is true. You know what I'm saying? You don't know you, and this is why this is happening to you. So you become more accustomed with the very thing, the very spark of creation that you actually are, and enjoy your human life here without getting lost, you know, and actually creating a better future for all of us. You know, if you've ever had a dream of saving the world, well, here we are, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. If you understand these things, you know, let's be humble. You know what I'm saying? Let's not bash ourselves. Let's not be a fucking critic. Let's not judge people. Let's not overthink, because the divine blessings are upon us all. They're upon you. And when you reflect upon you, you allow those things to come through. And this is what we teach here. You know what I'm saying? This is discipline. This is commitment. This is understanding that God's gifts are not to be wasted. No, ma'am. They are not meant to sit on the curb and going, I'm just this, or I'm this, or this is what I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? This is me literally speaking my future self into existence. What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why would you limit something that is limitless? Why would you bind something that is boundless? Why would you speak these things into existence? This is reflective therapy, fam. Because that's what self-reflection is all about. It's about understanding how you curse yourself or you shit upon yourself, and how much love has been taken away from you, and now you can give it to yourself. And this is the opportunity, is to open up to yourself, to give to yourself for the first time in a long time, that you didn't even realize was fucking possible, because you forgot about it, because you've been so hard and rigid for so long, and having to be safe and protect yourself from other people, because harm, danger, and fear. When you speak it, when you feel it, you can feel the resistance of how much you've been holding on to. Say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's familiar with the heart space and what that feels like, doesn't it? And you realize that there is a constriction in your chest the more you become aware of focusing on it. And that is the resistance, is what Spirit is saying. This is how you get to know yourself. Check yourself. Your sovereignty is true, and you don't know you. And when we realize those things, it humbles us to the point where it allows us to be true, authentically, embracing whatever life's lessons brings to us, because now everything is actually happening now, because you're partaking in it instead of observing the now. You're in it, fam. You don't know it yet. You know what I'm saying? But if you take a moment to flow with it, to just open up to it, then it's going to take you somewhere. An idea is going to spark. Clarity on a fucking shitty situation might happen. You might not even realize that it's fucking happening, but if you practice being in your awareness, you realize that it happens way more often than what we've been led or what we want to admit. Because watch our pride, you know what I'm saying? Which pride is also ego. You think you're talking to yourself and you think you trust yourself, but you actually don't really trust yourself and you're lying to yourself. And that's what's being reflected with the thoughts that you're having inside of your mind. You're seeing the energy that you're bouncing off the wall of the universe that is saying, hey, you look like shit, because this is what you're talking. This is what you feel like. This is what you're swearing upon. This is what you can't stand. This is what you got to let go of. Not realizing that the mirror's in your face, fam, and there's no letting go. It's right there for you to see you for what you think you are, to show you who the fuck you really are. I'd be proud of that if I were you. Because it'll help you get through whatever it is that you're navigating right now. Shitty or not. It'll propel you into a future that you actually deserve and desire, knowing that it is propelling you because that's something that you're actually feeling in the moment. You saw, y'all swear we're making this shit up, fam. You can't deny it. You can't, because it's there. It always has been, it always will be, and it always has your back. And loyalty is asking to be matched in your favor, in your honor, and in yourself. Loyalty is you. But what are you truly loyal to right now? Because the spark is within you. And for loyal to be true, it has to be felt. And you'll know how loyal you have been, or a shit to yourself in one way or another, because you're holding on to things that don't serve you. And we want to hold on to them like we think that actually keeps us, it keeps us together, like we're whole. No, you're still pieced apart. Not realizing that on this new level, on this new playing field that we're all in right now, if you're listening to this, all right, everything that you have been doing is no longer possible. It's not working. It doesn't work is what I'm hearing. All these things are failing. All this relationship is going away. There's no turning back. There's no holding back. But also at the same time realizing that this is the time for communication. Clear, humble, pensive communication. Even when it comes to yourself. Because we're not accustomed to showing ourselves, or some of ourselves are not accustomed to being compassionate with ourselves, all right? And feeling like a virgin of how to be nice to ourselves for the first time, and being this shaky little kid, because we don't realize how much we've been controlling our lives. And then when we surrender that in the moment, or we become free of that, or open up our perception to something more, we realize, wow, there it is. It's the instant realization of, I've been holding on to so much more. You know? Like, this is real shit, fam. This is the spiritual deduction. This is what these are the teachings that I have received. These are the teachings that I have gone through. This is my rite of passage being true to you. All right? Because if you knew half the shit that I fucking had to put up with to get here, you know what I'm saying? We would look at things a little different. But to be honest with you, I love every fucking moment of it. And I'm looking forward to every ounce that I'm received from here on out. Because I didn't know what real truth was till I embraced it, till I embodied it, till I experienced it, till I felt it. And then it showed me the way. And it brings me back to this fucking saying. You know what I'm saying? The guru at the top of the mountain. You know, you go to see the guru at the top of the mountain. And you're like, Guru, teach me how to be like you. And then the guru looks at you and says, I'm not going to teach you. I will show you love, and love will teach you. How about that? How How about that? Isn't that beautiful? You know? And that's what we're talking about here. Experience is something that you know is happening to you because you're aware of it. And here we are. And then the world doesn't seem so whatever. Because you're fulfilled from the inside for the first time. This is what we do. We grow you. This is all for your growth. It always has been and always will be, and will continue to do so until you evolve to the very understanding and the deliverance of the messages yourself. It's all in you. You know what I'm saying? We just got to be more forthcoming for it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, deception is a real thing. When the fuck are you going to get tired of being deceived? Especially when it comes to you. Opening up to what is true. So if these messages resonate with you, we would love to hear from you. If you feel like you benefit from this knowledge and wisdom, please reach out to us if you'd like to, take a look at our services. Maybe we can help you there. But all this divine knowledge is true, and it's received for you, to you, So you can click the link in the bio. You can check out all our services there. This is definitely a demonstration of what we do over here at Four Corners Healing. We don't fuck around, but we find out, and if you're interested in those type of services, you're interested in the realism and the structured truth and understanding that there's a practical way of life and embracing the spiritual embodiment of self. Here we are. Here's the way. If this is something that you've been looking for or you have questions about, please reach out. Like, share this fucking video, comment on it, blow it the fuck up. Because this is the real truth. This is what it takes for me to be myself. But that's also what it takes for you to be you too. You may not see it right now, but I know you felt it. And in that feeling is a very example of the teaching that you're receiving. Always. Because it's always there. It's always now. It's always here. And if we spent more time always here and always now, we would see the things that we are speaking of more fluidly and allow ourselves to flow with grace instead of fight against it. That's dominion. Okay? We are no longer in purgatory. It's our belief that keeps us there, but the universe keeps telling us that it can't exist. And this is why it hurts so much to try and get there in the first place. It's like telling a dog no for 40 fucking times. And then finally, something sparks. And on the 46th or 47th time, it gets it. But you have to have faith, courage, fortitude, and that very understanding, because this is now what you're doing with yourself. You're actually retraining yourself into a more authentic way of being. And it might feel foolish, and you might feel stupid, or you might feel sad, but you can be proud of what's happening in your life because you know what's coming for you. Because you can see it happening to you. Because you can feel what's going on around you. And you can see the work for itself in the world and how it crumbles and falls. That's you too. Because you believe in you. That's what you do. Thank you. Hey, lady. How you doing, Mama Briggs? I think you missed the show. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put it up on YouTube. There will be a couple shorts about it here on TikTok here later in the afternoon, so you're not missing anything. If you guys know I do full videos on YouTube, you'll catch the full version of this live on YouTube. After this, I'll just put a little snippets online, for people to try really driving the traffic towards YouTube until, you know, TikTok decides to be nicer to people, you know. So anyway, with that being said, I think it'll be not much more nicer to people now. But we're going to see that happen. Yeah, for sure. So much love to each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed this message. Again, share this with anybody you think would benefit from it. Like, share, subscribe, man. Blow this bitch up, dude. Because a lot of people can benefit from this so much more. You know what I'm saying? So, much love. Ashe. Take care, people. Peace.